God is able. God is able. God is able, and He won't fail.
Hi, my name is Sherry. I am originally from the Kewaskum, Hartford area, which is just north of Milwaukee. About 3 years ago, I moved to Appleton. I was seeking a change. I had a friend who lived up here and said that there was jobs up here, there was apartments, and she loved the area, so she kept asking me to move up here. And at a time in my life where I was really seeking a change, I took that leap and came up here. Prior to moving here, I used to be a system analyst with a software company for 7 years. I had a pretty successful career. I traveled a lot. However, my life was a mess. Outwardly, I looked like I had it all together, but unknown to a lot of people, I was severely depressed, suicidal. I struggled with drinking. I struggled with financial mess. I struggled with really unhealthy relationships. And it even got so bad that I had lost placement of my 3 children. And it all came to a head one year, and I ended up just quitting my job and just basically having a breakdown, and found myself coming up to Appleton. And when I got here, life didn't seem to get better at all. In fact, it got worse. I was living with my friend and found myself kicked out, like, with nowhere to go. Wasn't quite sure where I was going, in the shelter. I did have a job, so I just kept doing that, and through the shelter I met somebody who kept asking me to come to church. And I believed in God before. However, I was really confused, and I was always seeking something, but I didn't know what I was seeking. My parents raised me Catholic and Lutheran, Jehovah's Witness, and so I believed in God, but I didn't have that relationship that Pastor talks about. And when I came to Family First Ministries, I walked in. I think I was the only white person. We were in the basement, and I felt at home. I started just listening and opening up my mind to what Pastor would talk about. And God used Pastor to reach people. He addressed things that I was going through. Every Sunday, every Bible study, it was always something that I was dealing with. Did I like it? No. He talked about drinking. He talked about unhealthy relationships. I know that I was struggling with letting somebody go that was not good for me. And I just remember hearing a song in my head that First Lady had sung that said, "Let It Go." And so it's kind of been amazing how much things have changed. I think it was about 3 months to 6 months in, I know I needed more. And I went up to Pastor and I said, I have office skills. Is there anything that I can do to help? And that's when I think things changed in life, because I wanted more of God. And I still, was learning, and I didn't know quite what I wanted. I did get I got my own place after a couple months in the shelter. But I still was struggling with things. I was still struggling with financial stuff. Still struggling with thoughts in my head. I had been verbally and physically abused as a child. So a lot of things that happened then made me feel unworthy of love. And I'm crying now, not because I'm sad. I'm crying because of where He brought me from. Ooh, my mom was an alcoholic. I didn't know my real biological father until I was 27. And just really have been addressing things, dealing with deep hurts that you can bury inside. And through the Living Forgiving Counseling Center, it has been just bringing those thoughts to mind and healing me, healing my heart, healing my mind, and just, I look forward to every day. When I said I was suicidal, there was like 3 attempts that I wanted to give up. I felt like there was nothing that I could offer my children. They were going to be better off without me. And the devil was just messing with my head. And now, just knowing that the way that they look at me now, me being the one that is telling them about what God can do for them, being able to help others and just see a light coming in their eyes of hope, knowing that God loves them and that there is something different for anybody who's struggling with the depression or hurts. And so for me, the Living Forgiving Counseling Center has just been a lifesaving for me, a blessing for me. I now work full-time for the Living Forgiving Counseling Center. And anytime my mind starts wandering and I think, oh, maybe I should go get a job again, God corrects me and says, no, this is where you need to be.
God is able, and He won't fail.